27th podcast.
Oh, close, 26th.
Oh, wow.
26th.
Okay, that was a total guess. That was a
Yep.
complete just
Nice.
Pretty
Hail
close.
Mary.
We'll let you have
Yeah.
that one.
One day I'll get it right. I'm just gonna,
Mhm.
you know what? I'm just gonna keep saying 30, and in a couple weeks I'll get it right. But then I'm
Yeah.
just gonna keep saying 30, and I'm fucked.
Gotcha.
Oh well. what
How's
can
everybody doing?
You know,
Pretty good.
pretty good.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I
We're
missed
all
last podcast.
surviving the
I'm
summer.
back
I mean,
now.
the winter.
The
Dude,
winter.
it is cold as shit.
Yeah, it dropped off here. It was like
It is
30
cold.
degrees like 2 weeks ago, and now it's like 5.
Yeah, it's like I had my window
Mm.
like just right above here, like open all like the other night. It wasn't too bad last night, but then like when I was sitting at my desktop, I was like, my hands hurt. It was so cold. Yeah, it was like super cold here. But that's great. I'm not complaining. I'd rather have that than the uber heat. That's gross.
No.
But Cade, you just went
Yeah, I was in the heat. I was
in the
down in
heat.
the Bahamas on a cruise for 5 days. 5 days.
Part of the problem.
How was that?
You seem
nice.
such
You're
like
part
a
of the
cruise
problem with
guy.
society.
I feel
You're
like
such a-
I feel like Cade is such a cruise guy. You know what I mean? When he's 82, he's gonna be like, I just want to go on one
Oh,
more
the old cruise people.
Just the
I can
white
see that.
cruise guy. You know what I mean? That's
I can see you
If
being
you're
Cade.
that old, it's definitely not like something like every year I'd be like, oh, I just want to, like, that's all I want to do for vacation. But if you're old, it's
fucking
easy
what
and
else are you gonna
simple.
do? Yeah, you
Yeah,
get
you
on a
just go
boat.
there, you get fed,
Yeah,
see some
exactly.
views.
Yeah, it's hard to. Hey, I'm not saying I wish I was a cruise guy. I just ugh.
I still
Yeah,
haven't been on one yet, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, this was my first one, and this was definitely very much like a party cruise. Like if
Oh,
you
really?
Yeah, well, it was the Burt Kreischer's fully loaded cruise.
Oh yeah, how was that?
it was
Did you
it
see
was a lot
Birdie
of fun.
Boy?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're in it's a couple of his Instagram stories and stuff, like when he's up on stage in the background and stuff.
Oh really?
But yeah, I guess too.
Yeah,
I
see
didn't.
the guy getting arrested in the back? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Like the first day, he came out on stage, like out on the pool deck. They had like a giant stage set up where they had like bands playing and stuff. He came out shirtless with like a bottle of champagne. I guess he hadn't had sugar or alcohol in 83 days, so then he just like started going crazy drinking. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. He got to go to one of his shows. He did like 3 of them, and he was definitely like drunk during them, but like not like too drunk, like good fun level drunk where he's just kind of hanging out. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I'm looking for you in the photos. I see a big picture.
That's
I'll
fun.
post it in the chat. See if we can find the Cadester.
Were you on the cruise that lady jumped off of? Was that your cruise?
Nah, not that I know of.
I saw a video on Reddit of some lady get arrested, and her wise decision was to jump off the boat
Off the boat.
to get away.
Good
If
lord.
you jump off a cruise ship, you die. It was like, no.
Yeah.
I wish you had jumped off that cruise ship. That would have been a good
Me
way
too.
for Kate to go. Yeah,
that would be very
fitting.
fitting. Drunk jumping off a cruise ship.
This conversation is taking a turn.
He died doing what he loved.
Yeah.
What is the thing that you guys, if people heard you die, what's the thing you were doing for people to be like, well, he died doing what he loved? Like, what's the, like, Khari, I feel like it's like he figured out a new node in Houdini and had a heart attack.
Okay, that's the saddest way to die.
Well-
That is
Yeah.
not.
Or
that
he
is
invented
literally the
some node
saddest
in
way to die.
Houdini that was too much
Yeah.
and blew up his
No.
computer or
Wait,
something.
And
Both
the
doing
computer
this.
shrapnel through his
No.
neck. Yeah. Khari saw a particle render that was
I would be.
20% bigger.
Mhm.
I would be. I'd be somewhere in space, probably. Right? I'll be in space. You know.
Did
We've
you say you
talked
were scared to
about-
go to space?
Yeah,
Against
we
my
talked
own
about
will.
this, and you said,
Someone
"What?"
forces
No,
me to
no,
go to space.
Khari, I'm saying, what would
I get
people?
peer pressure
how would
by
you
my
die?
buddies.
Oh, you're an idiot.
To go to space and then the rocket explodes.
I'm saying, how would you die where people would be like, he died doing what he loved? You know what I mean? That wouldn't be going to space because everyone knows you're scared of fucking going to space. You know what I mean?
So I think we were spot on.
Yeah, I think
Or
we
then
nailed
maybe
it.
like
not-
2
that's
years
not-
from now, once Kari's a Houdini god, and then it's gonna go obsolete. They're gonna cancel it, and he's gonna have to
You know what it is? He's gonna be in Houdini. He's gonna find a
Is-
new node, and that's gonna push him slightly towards
this
the
all
edge.
you guys
He's
think
gonna
of
get
it?
He's gonna get a notification about some tutorial that's on sale, and that's gonna excite him a little bit more. Then he's gonna hear about somebody's LinkedIn post, and he's just gonna fucking die. Yeah.
All right,
That's
well,
what
I know how Calvin's gonna die. It's gonna be when Star Citizen releases
Uh-huh.
fully, and it's gonna be fully featured.
I'm gonna live a
Can't
long
believe it.
life then, apparently. I'm gonna be around for 200 fucking years. Holy shit. That's crazy. Oh, did you guys see the Star Citizen stuff?
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
No.
the main campaign game is apparently feature complete.
I feel like I've heard that every year since I've heard.
No,
you
this
talk
is the
about it.
first time they've said like
No,
the
this is
campaign.
the-
This is the first
yeah.
time they've brought up and talked about the campaign in like 4 years. So maybe. But like if you're dumb enough to believe anything those guys say. Yeah, I don't trust it at all.
Play it yet, so.
Yeah, no, you can't play it. I mean, you can play the rest of the game. The rest of the game is buggy, but it's kind of fun.
How much is this game that they put into this game? Is there like a number amount, or do we not
Half
know?
a billion. Half a billion.
Billion.
Well, like that's how much they've raised. You know, it's not
Right.
like their budgets are public. There was some stuff a few years ago from some like journalists that were like saying that they didn't know what they were doing. You know, like just massive internal. Which sounds like it kind of lines up, but if you got a budget for $500 million or $500 million, that's like more than any other game ever. Yeah, you probably will be able to make something eventually. So. We will see.
I hope so.
It's gonna be the kind
Yeah,
of
it was
thing
pretty-
where, like, 30 years later, it's gonna become the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And
Here's the
so-
thing, though. I think like
Yeah.
what it's doing now and its visuals are not exactly no longer as next gen as it used to be. If that makes sense.
You
Right.
always
Right?
upgrade
Like
those,
they're
right?
no longer.
You got 30 years. They did a remaster in 2 years, right?
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, it still looks good, so we'll see. We'll see. I hope it's good. It'd be cool if it was good. It'd be cool if it was good, but I don't. I like check back in 5 or 6 years, you know, and maybe there'll be like a version of the campaign out that's fun to play.
Like how like there's got to be people that have been working on it this whole time, right? Like
Yeah, like there's
they
definitely
not
like especially there's definitely like
bored?
a lot of work being done, and they showed off some really cool server meshing stuff. So that's really cool. So you could have like a really big battle and instead of all of it being on one server, it would be on like 5 or 10 different servers. So you wouldn't have one server just dying, like Elite or something, right? So they showed off a whole bunch of tech that's like legitimate, and every time they do a show off, it's like, okay, well they built this. So you know
And you have, like, a
I think
fancy
it's-
rope system.
what.
I know that's one thing they showcased was, like, a fancy rope simulation.
They'll just
system.
some of the stuff they show off, I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know, dude. If the game ever gets made, it's gonna be great. But I give it I'm at like 5% hope of it ever happening. Like that's how low I am. I was at 0% like 3 months ago, but now I'm like, oh maybe.
what'll be kind of sad is I think it's gonna like come out and then it's gonna be like, oh hey, it finally came out, but then like I don't think like there's gonna be like much buzz around it or anything. Like I don't think it's gonna be.
I think there'll be a huge amount of buzz. Are you kidding me? Every single
Yeah.
streamer is gonna be like, is it a $500 million game? Is this a scam? Like that's already gained so much headlines. Yeah, no, I think it'll be pretty big. Like I already see videos.
But like I already feel
streamers talking.
feel like half like the talk about it, like if you bring it up, people are like, "Is it out? Like, isn't that come out a long time ago? Like, oh, they're still making it, or like."
I mean,
feel
if the
like they
campaign comes out, and
hype
it's like a
around it.
full campaign. I think then there's clips of like moments in the game.
Right. Yeah,
So
could be cool. Hopefully, it's cool.
hopefully it's cool. I give it like a 5% chance.
It's pretty low.
Yeah.
It's pretty low.
So
Real quick aside question on the previous topic. Real quick, did you meet Bert? Did you get to how close? Did
No, I never.
I snuck
Like,
into
met
his
him,
room
really.
once, but
Yeah. No.
you...
Yeah.
That's cool. Cool.
Not that. Yeah. But it's cool.
okay.
They
I
brought a
kinda
bunch of
have, like,
other
this-
comedians like walk around the boat that you like run into and stuff and go see
Oh,
their
that's cool.
shows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it totally is like a thing. Where you just bring a whole bunch of other.
Yeah, he was talking about too because like when he announced the cruise, he didn't like announce the lineup or even have one because he was expecting to like like a month over month if like it wasn't sold out, like have to like pull a big name to sell more tickets, but he said it sold out like instantly. So right away he didn't have to like pick like big people that he didn't really necessarily like to sell tickets. He just kind of picked all the people he's
Bring
been
all the homies.
hanging out with and
Yeah,
thinks
yeah.
is funny. So it was, yeah,
That's
really good.
cool.
Cool.
That's awesome. I have such a thing when people are like, "Oh, I met Bert Kreischer." Made it. You said hi in like a meet and greet line. Maybe you shook his hand or maybe you high fived him. That's not meeting someone. I like.
Yeah,
What
if
would you
people
call
said that
that
on
then?
this cruise, I would say they probably met him because he was like,
That's
like,
to be fair. That cruise is probably I'm sure he did shots with like random people all the time.
oh yeah, walking around. There was a casino.
Yeah.
That's where he would go like every night and just hang out.
Yeah, that's.
What would you call it
that's
again, then, though, Calvin? Would you call it just? Because it's called meet and greet. Like,
Yeah, I know that's true. I was just thinking that. I'm like, I guess it's called a meeting. But like, what's the other word for
I
it?
think you're like if you said people said like
I got
they
to
know
see
him or
Bert
something.
Kreischer.
Meet, yeah, you
Yeah,
meet
I
him.
guess
That's like
that's
all it
the-
takes for a
the
meeting is to meet them.
I guess when they're, I know what you
Yeah.
mean though. When it's like they're perfectly vague about it. It's like, oh yeah, I talked to Bert the other day. We had a little chat. It's pretty cool.
Right.
I don't know. I'm talking about just people like thinking there's any value in meeting a celebrity. It pisses me off. Like, I'm not.
There's a
ripping on
whole
celebrities,
theory
but it's
that,
like people being like, I met Brad Pitt and it was the best. No, it wasn't. It didn't.
Yeah. I think that's even
Happened to
can be
you.
worse
That's-
sometimes
yeah.
with like comedians since they all have like their
Yeah.
Oh, really?
podcast now. Everybody thinks that they like know them.
Know
them.
Oh,
They've
so this is
spent
like
Yeah.
20 hours
another
listening to them.
parasocial. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
they'll
get
come
you.
up and like be like inside jokes and acting like yeah, and they're just like, I don't know who you are, go away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bazinga.
Fuck, what was that?
was
Apparently,
me.
Khari's
That
been watching
was-
too much Big Bang Theory.
I couldn't think of an
That's not a
inside joke that.
podcast, Zynga. Oh, fuck. You're an idiot.
All right,
Oh my god.
games. I want to talk about my favorite game
You wanna
right
talk
now.
about games?
Yeah,
Oh,
Dave the
gosh.
Diver.
What's-
It's
Oh
a
no.
lot of fun. I'm
Yeah?
fully hooked. It's good. I highly recommend it to both of y'all.
Nice. Yeah, I
Um,
definitely want to play it.
Yeah, I started playing it and I was like, oh, this is supposed
Yeah.
to be good.
I didn't realize it's really nice too because it's probably the most like teaching of management games that I've ever played. So I sometimes get a little bit turned off by them, and I actually didn't even know it was a management game, so I played it. But it
Right.
really, really slowly eases you into it, and it like
Management
Now I-
games that,
now I
like,
kinda wanna
ease
play
you
other games like it.
incorrectly.
yeah.
Yeah, management.
So there's this
like,
other
there's
game
management
called-
games like oh god.
There's this other
Go ahead.
game called Moonlighter, which I also liked that game a lot. I put a lot of hours into it, and it didn't really ease you in though, and I definitely fell off. Whereas the same idea where you're kind of dungeon crawling,
Oh yeah,
Like a
yeah.
roguelike.
That game's great.
and then you sell. Yeah, and I liked it. I did play it quite a bit, but it just kind of dumps the story mechanic on you when you try to sell all your items. That was just kind of. But I really liked how Dave kind of just, I don't know, it made it all fun. It has like a nice story to it too, like little. It's just really polished. So anyways, that's my little gush for it. If you haven't played it,
Yeah, it's
get
definitely
it.
on my list
Yeah,
to play. It looks chill.
some surprises in there too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
Very cool. Very cool. What else games? Oh yeah, didn't talk about it last week, but okay, Calvin wasn't here either. But in
Oh,
like
yeah.
the last like 2 weeks, I platinumed Spider-Man and Cyberpunk, which was a
And
lot of
Oh
fun.
Cyberpunk.
god.
Yeah. Well, okay, Cyberpunk was going for like a while before that, but I got it
Right.
just after because I was going for it, and then Spider-Man came out, and then I got the platinum for that in like 24 hours or something, like of playtime, not like time. But and then I went back and got the Cyberpunk platinum. They're both really fun. I'm glad I went back
Nice.
to Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
How
enjoyed it.
amazing would that game would have been if they had just put it in the oven for another year? You know, if they'd been
Yeah.
like, let's just chill.
Isn't
a
that
year.
the
It would have been
trend now?
considered, like one of the greatest games of all. Dude, it's so fucking bad this year. Not to completely derail what you're talking about, but it's so fucking bad. Everything that comes out is garbage. I don't think there's been a single release that's like not like, hey, you get 20 FPS. Like it's insane.
No,
What
there's
was it?
Absolutely.
ones.
Baldur's Gate didn't exactly run well, but that was an okay one, I guess. But like
Final
Cities
Fantasy,
that
that
was
ran
great.
good.
garbage.
Well, Colton just joined and left.
I meant for PC.
Ah,
Did you guys see that?
I mean, actually, there's
Yeah.
been some, but like, dude, I feel like all the games recently have just been. It's been so.
Spider-Man. Well, I guess
fucking
that's not PC
frustrating.
either, but that came out that round.
But that,
Right.
like, I feel like they probably spent all their time since since it came out on PlayStation, being like,
Mhm.
okay, let's make an okay PC port. I feel like all their ports have been quite good,
Right.
or like, better than like City Skyline 2. People can't get like above 30 FPS on a 4090 on like
That seems
1080p.
so weird.
Didn't they?
Or, like,
That's
They
crazy.
fucking
capped it.
insane.
They capped it at 30 FPS too. Just so you know.
I don't think they haven't capped it because you can get above. You can get 60.
Or they-
You have
or
to
they
go,
said
go in and
they said they-
disable a whole bunch of shit. Oh yeah,
I think they said they
there's no
targeted-
point playing higher than
Yeah.
No, they're saying that, dude, because they're trying to save face. These companies are just so fucked. Like everyone knows that's bullshit. Everyone's played at 30, then played at 60, and played at 120, and it's like the 60 and the 120 are just nicer.
Yeah,
Like, it's not
honestly-
the end of the world, but like it's nicer.
Now that my monitor actually refreshes more than 30 frames a second, I actually can see
Oh,
why
God.
people.
Oh
Yeah.
god, that
like,
makes sense.
Especially-
Yeah.
Now,
It's more
in
like
hindsight-
once you get used to it and you go back, it's like, well, this would be just better at.
Yeah, that's it. Like even because now that like most stuff on like PlayStation that comes out now is at like 60, when stuff isn't.
True,
I really feel it compared to like
Yeah.
used to. Like I know I used to say like it doesn't really matter, but
Yeah,
I
like,
think back then it didn't really.
we all grew up playing on like 30 FPS for sure. Like that,
Yeah,
totally,
yeah.
dude.
That was the.
But now
the
it's
standard.
like, okay, come on, there's a standard now.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
like just put the game in the. I mean, at this point, it's kind of like just play a game a year late and hope they patched it. And that's like not terrible.
Even like isn't
advice.
like Halo doing good now, and like you have like
No.
these games that
No.
came out. I think it's doing well now. Just like as of this week.
Oh, maybe.
And people were like, yeah, these games that have been out not great when they come out, and then later on, people are like, oh guys, it's good now. I feel like that's like a trend I've been seeing all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah. I mean, whatever, But like, then there's also stuff like, if you guys heard about the Destiny stuff, Destiny released a new expansion called Lightfall, and they missed their revenue targets by 43%. That's not like a 10% miss. That's 43%. That's we can't.
Wasn't
get
that like the
lights on
worst
anymore.
DLC ever? Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
heard from
been
people.
just that it's gotten so predatory money wise. It's like it's that hard to just make a good game.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
Fuck
just
me.
laid off a bunch of people too, didn't they? Like 8%.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, like,
So.
I don't understand what's going on with that. Do you know what the game industry is
So
going on with that?
Bungie went independent, right? Did they get bought again? I can't remember.
By-
but essentially,
I
they
think-
went.
PlayStation
Mark-
owns them now, right?
Okay. Anyways, they went independent, and essentially that made a huge cash flow problem. Look beyond the quarter, So everything was always just rushed because they just didn't have any cash.
I guess I mean,
And now it's like they've been bought, and it's still like, what are you gonna make this quarter? There's no okay. How do we set the DLC up in 2 years to be good? Like they don't care. No.
I get that. I guess I mean also like game industry as a whole. It seems like everyone's firing right now.
Yeah, it's been a lot of
Is
layoffs.
that just 'cause,
in the
like,
last couple months.
Oh, I think this
Is that
is
like
a bit
a-
of a
maybe the-
downturn generally.
after the
It's
pandemic?
COVID. It's because COVID. Yeah. It's 100%.
Everyone made a bunch of money during
Yep.
COVID, and then now they're
Everyone's stuck at home,
People
and
are
all they
going
can do is
outside
play
again.
video games and watch TV. Yeah, and now people are, pretty much back to their normal, lives. And the video game company's like, oh, you mean those record-breaking profits weren't going to stay every year? Yeah, guys. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what it is. And there's also like a lot of big companies that kind of need to eat their shit a little bit. There's like the whole debacle with CA right now, Creative Assembly. And they're kind of internally collapsing, which is unfortunate. They made like Total War Warhammer, which is a game I really like. Yeah, so
they're
there's
collapsing.
yeah. They just put $70 million. Okay, so essentially that all of their money is made through Total War Warhammer, right? And they took all of that money instead of investing any of it into Total War Warhammer and like the engine and like actually progressing that series. They spent $70 million on a game called Hyenas, which they just canceled. So they wasted $70 million. All the Total War fans are like, why didn't you invest? If you had invested $30 million back into Total War, you could have made a new engine and sold really cool games for the next like 5 years, right? but you didn't. Instead, you literally burned $70 million it's from Total War profits. So everyone's kind of like, why the fuck did you like? We could have told you this was a bad idea. People were saying Hyenas was a bad idea for the last 5 years. So it's just it's people that are completely out of touch, just like kind of chasing the whatever the fucking game of the year is. They were trying to make like a Overwatch clone, and of course it was garbage. Yeah, so again, it's literally hire just a normal person for your game direction and PR. It'll be so fucking easy. All they do is just make a good game. Done. That's done.
Right.
Done. Is that? Don't invest $70 million in a shitty like clone. Is that hard? Is that a hard call to make? I don't understand, dude.
It's not like that. The higher ups that see like, oh well,
dude.
Whatever game of the service is making billions, like we need to do the same thing. And you're like, no.
But like, they hit the 1 in a million. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can't make a clone of Fortnite. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, like you can try, but I can tell you how it's gonna go for 10 out of 10 companies. And especially if you try and make a clone of Fortnite and you're not willing to back it up with the actual like cycle of development. They have like, I don't know how long Fortnite's been out, like nearly 10 years now. They have like 8 years of polish that you've got it. Like I'm sure Fortnite
you got to
has
come up with
problems,
something that's
but you got to come up with
at minimum just as good. But that's
and
or
also
at
like
least
stuff
that's
like
an part of
Fortnite
it.
runs on fucking anything as well. So you need to have something that runs really well, that has the balance and age and depth of a game that's 10 years old. Like look at what Valorant's a great example. Valorant didn't come from nowhere. Valorant cloned CS:GO, and then they changed it a bit. Right? It's not. They didn't make a game from nothing. I think Valorant's cool. So yeah, it's stupid. It's the reason that you don't make MMOs now. It's suicidal. Like if you make an MMO, you're competing with WoW, Final Fantasy, Guild Wars 2. These are games with 10 years of back catalog. So you're gonna have like new players playing your new MMO, or they could go play Final Fantasy and they have 10 years of backlog content that people still play. That they like. It's not.
It's got to be like. You gotta have like an IP that everybody's gonna care about, and then you gotta
or you
wait
need some sort
for
of
like
thing
10
that's
years to like build it.
Revolutionary.
Guys, we need $1 billion IP. Can we just get some guys to come up with something? We want like
absolutely.
Just get some guys on our.
Maybe like the next Halo. That's kind of what we're envisioning. We talked to the other directors, and we were like, you know what, we want to make a, we should make a shooter about war.
And then they want to make a game that prints billions of dollars a year, and they're like, oh, we'll put 50 million into it. It's like, no, bitch. I want to see like 8 years and $500 million. You know, and then so it's. Like, look at Baldur's Gate. Again, just such a good example of they just put the time and the money in and had the people that cared about it, and they also spent, like, nearly 20 years building that company. And guess what? They make really, really good games. I mean, like, DOS 2, which was their last game, was also a dope fucking game. Even DOS 1 was pretty good. You know, like, it's not hard to make good games. You can't be deluded to think you can just game of the week with a team that doesn't know how to make that type of game and think you're going to have a massive hit. And I don't, and people just don't understand that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't think of the last time a game got bought by a big company and then it did better. That's probably like not fair, and there's probably some examples, but I can't think of a single thing.
Minecraft, honestly.
That's true. But now Minecraft is kind of imploding, and everyone's like, recently in the last like year, people have been like pretty mad at like the pace of content, and being like, "What the fuck? Where is?" And then like some dev makes a post being like, "Oh well, we have to develop for 2 cents. You're worth billions of dollars. Hire 400 more people. You can afford to." You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah, and if line goes up, then they're gonna be happy until line goes down.
Like there's no like how do we just there's no like there's no like Baldur's Gate like Larian Studios are like, hey, we made money, we can make a bigger game next time. Cool, let's do it. You know, I'm sure Larian's not going to invest all of the G3 money into one game, but like, you know, there's it's just like Total War and CA. Apparently, the engine is just like non-existent. There's no like core. Yeah, there's been a lot of like employees leaking and comparing it to other companies and being like, none of this exists. This is all terrible. There's like rumors that like 40% of the staff is going to get laid off. Yeah.
Probably not surprising.
Again, they could have pocketed $70 million in profit and also been in the same spot. You know what I mean? Like if whoever's in charge and owns CA, it's Sci-Fi. But if you were to picture them, hey, if you hired me, I would have just pocketed. You guys would be $70 million richer, and not have to have all this bad PR. That's a way better. I'm a better CEO instantly. You know, like if they literally had put if they had literally put a dead squirrel in charge, they would be in a better place than they are. Like that's how bad these. It's just like
you should have gone and saved them, Calvin. You know you would have saved them.
It's insane.
You should have sent an email right now.
Insane. And then apparently they've had like the huge like issue of like talent cut because they lost on like a lot of their senior artists because they don't pay them much because they're UK. It's too bad because like Total War kind of has their own niche. There's no other games kind of like those that have like the RTS combined with the campaign style. And I think that's kind of to their detriment, and it's like the reason their games have been so fucking bad recently and getting worse is there's no competition, right? Like if there's no competition, why would they make it better?
Just keep pumping out the same thing. That's
just keep pumping. Yeah, there's nothing else like it, so it's like that's a little disappointing. Oh well. Go play indie games, or go wait 5 years, and it'll be good. You know,
GTA 6.
Dude, GTA 6. That's a game that is that'll be interesting. That one, but I guarantee you, 2 or 3 years after release, it'll be quite good. Like no matter how well it releases, it's gonna be very good a couple years after.
I forgot that it's not even coming until PC a year after releases, though.
Oh, is it not? Oh yeah, Rockstar hate PC.
They do the consoles first for a while.
Right.
I mean, I honestly, a lot of games that from big studios that port over like a year later, I feel like have a better track record. Also, I don't mind. It comes a year later, we get another year of content. That's cool. Yeah. There's a lot. There's too many games to play these days to be like, oh my god, the latest Call of Duty is what I need.
I'm just like,
needs to be perfect.
It's so annoying because I know that I might end up buying it twice because of that.
I don't know how many times I've bought in GTA 5. I got it on 360.
Oh, really?
And then I got it on PS4. I got it on PC. Then I got it on PS5.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably get it on PS5.
I wonder if that's their goal again. I wonder if it's going to be free to play.
You think? You think it'll be free to play?
I wonder if that's what they're doing, is they're going to try and launch it so it's the end of this console's life cycle, and then they get it on the next console's life cycle.
Well, I mean, if it's anything like the last one, they made their entire budget back in pre-orders before it even came out, so I'm sure they're not too worried. I'm sure that'll happen exactly again.
Yeah.
And it was expensive. That was like $500 million too or something, where it's just like...
I think it's like 200, 250.
Yeah.
I think GTA 6 is supposed to be like $500 million or something.
Yeah. So. Sure, we'll see a trailer for it sometime soon, I would guess.
It was supposed to be last week because the moons were aligned a certain way, and everyone was saying that's when the trailer would come out. You didn't see that? There was a post go around because Rockstar always like releases their trailer for GTA whenever the moons align at this particular time.
Well, I don't think we're getting it. When's the next consoles come out? We're like 4 years away, right? Or something stupid.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't think we're seeing that trailer until we're a year away from the next consoles.
I feel like
we'll see it in the next
I think we'll
6
see
months.
it next. Yeah, I think we'll see it soon. We could make a little prediction, but I'll even be more optimistic. I think we'll see it before the end of the year.
Yeah, like I say, it could be even like the Game Awards or something. That'd be something.
Is that this year?
That's my theory.
I think we're a year or two away.
It's fair. It might just be a logo, but I think we'll hear something like
that. We were just saying trailer.
Like a trailer.
Yeah, no, a trailer. Yeah, like
gotcha.
A teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, any official like teaser trailer from them. Again, if I was at EA right now, going back to just bitching about companies, Titanfall 3 done. Massive game. There you go. There's another huge game. That's all you have to do. Just make it, and don't rush it. Spend 6 years. Make it really good.
Titanfall 3 did great.
But they also launched it against Battlefield and the biggest COD. Like, of course it didn't do great, right? Like,
No, no, you're not speaking the executive language, Calvin. I don't say. See this. This is a terrible
also,
IP. What are
Apex
you talking
Legends
about?
is like literally one of the. You could
Yeah,
literally
I'm sure
do
that'll
it
help.
with Apex. You know what I mean? Do it with a big event. Do it like Call of Duty do it, where they do a campaign, and then that also rolls into, you know, their battle royale, right? Fucking
Right.
huge. A whole bunch of new weapons, a whole bunch of new guns, do a whole new map, dude. That would kill.
I loved that campaign, Titanfall 2. That was so much fun.
It was so good. It was so good. And the
I played it
multiplayer,
too, I
like every
liked
now
it.
and then, comes back. It's like 20,000 people. Like every year, there's a couple weekends that up. It's a
I
good
like
game.
running along walls.
Like if
Yeah, that
EA
was
is
fun.
sitting there being like, we don't know which game to make, or they're making like Dead Space for the 8th time, I gotta fucking lose my mind. Like it's so obvious.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll have
It's so
to see
obvious.
what happens.
Maybe I should just go play chess.
There you go. Yeah.
How old's
Chess
that
is-
game?
chess
Couple
is
hundred
pretty
years.
good.
Chess
Couple
isn't
years.
bad. Chess isn't getting a patch. You know, there's no shitty sequel coming out. Dude, that game is hard. I am too
Chess
stupid
2?
to play that game.
I'm a big fan
Dude,
of chess.
fucking
too.
like
Chess-
I've
yeah, we're
watched
waiting out for chess
some.
too.
I've chess too. I've watched some chess videos of like pros, and there'll be like some. They'll set up the board, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is the game versus Virgo Gabrich versus Bobby Fraser from 1972." You know, and they're like, this is halfway through that game, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? You're fucking crazy."
Because mostly
I will-
memory, at least with the pros.
Yeah, but that's dude, I can't. Can you remember what you had for breakfast in 2007 on on May 6th?
Yes.
Probably
Yeah,
cream of wheat. To be honest, this was
Oh
the same thing.
God, you.
On the right.
Why is that? Why are you reacting that way? That was just such a normal
That's
statement.
such a. I hate cream of wheat. I just got mad.
Oh, really?
About the cereal.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I just got just bad flashbacks.
I didn't like it either, but it was like the only thing we had. So I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
eh.
yeah.
Fair. Well,
Anyways,
that's our show, folks. We'll
That was
we'll
just
end it
me
on cream of
bitching
wheat.
for an hour.
cream of wheat.
Cream of wheat. If that thumbnail is not a Titan getting covered in cream of wheat, I'm gonna be.
Oh God.
From my mouth, that's like spittling it out as I
No.
yell.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.